Think about the last time you saw a movie, you saw an Instagram post, or maybe you heard some speech and you were massively inspired. You were just super pumped to just take on the world. You were very inspired to start something, do something, or change something. And just think about how long did that feeling last? How long did you feel that you were going to change the world? Hey you beautiful people, welcome back to a new video on our channel Read, Travel, Become. So I'll tell you a story. 3 years back there was a guy who was massively underconfident. He always thought what would others think when he is going out there and sharing his ideas. He always felt that there's no place for his ideas in the world, he just have to keep it to himself. But on the other side, he was also a very creative guy. He had a lot of creative energy inside his body and he was always looking out for these avenues where he could share these creative ideas. The problem was he always thought, even when he's not doing anything, he's just wasting time, he always thought that some mysterious energy will come, he will feel motivated, he will feel the feeling, and then he will do some work. Years went by but he did not do any creative thing. He did not do whatever he wanted to do because he was always waiting for that right moment. He was waiting for that energy. And then suddenly one day he had this epiphany. He had this moment of realization that that day is never going to come. That day where you feel you're well settled, your finances are done, your education is done, everything is done, and then you can do something which you want to do. That day is never going to come. He realized that. He picked up his camera and talked something on the camera. He didn't even know how to light it up well, how to edit the video well, how to talk. He didn't know anything. But he anyway did that. And it's been 3 years I've been uploading videos on YouTube. I was basically a master's student in the US. It's been 2 years I've been in the US, for those who don't know. And apart from being a student, you also have to do a million other things. Right now I'm doing a full-time job. I graduated in December, but still here in the US you have to manage your expenses, you have to cook food on your own, you have to handle your academics, find a new job, maintain a social life, talk to your parents every day, and read a book every day. For me, I'm a booktuber, I talk about books, so I have to read a book every day. I have to maintain that reading habit. And apart from all of this, I have to make videos on the internet during the weekends. Many people come and ask me, how are you so motivated? Why are you so motivated and how are you so motivated? What keeps you going? And I've thought about this question a lot. There has been a lot of introspection about this and I have never come to a realization, I've never come to an answer. But now I maybe have understood the question differently. For me, I've felt that there is no motivation. I'm not a motivated person at all. But when it comes to YouTube, I somehow make videos. In this video, I'm going to talk about motivation. I'm going to talk about the myth motivation. There are multiple books that I've read on this particular topic. Books like Motivation is a Myth, Atomic Habits, Discipline is Destiny. I've condensed all of those things in this video and we are going to just talk about motivation. It's a simple light-hearted conversation, an honest conversation where I'm going to talk about what is motivation. This is going to be a valuable video, so make sure you watch the video till the end. You may never know which thought or fact may resonate with you and change the course of your life. So let's get started. Okay, so let's talk about what is motivation. Why do we get motivated? So the thing is, there's something called as a dopamine in our mind. A dopamine is a chemical, it's a neuron chemical, which has this feel-good factor to it and which makes you do things basically. It gives out a message in your body which restructures your hormones. What happens when you watch a motivational video or you look at someone doing something or you get massively inspired, you get the dopamine in your mind. What you do is, what happens with most of the people, including me, what used to happen was, you imagine yourself being successful, you imagine yourself being that person, you imagine yourself getting that great body, being that great athlete, you imagine yourself being a YouTuber, and then you feel good about it. For some days, for some weeks, it stays. You even work it out, you work on some things which you always wanted to do, but that feeling, that dopamine is very short-lived. This is because you are following something known as a short-term motivation. There are two kinds of motivation, short-term motivation and a process-oriented motivation. In the first kind of motivation, what happens is, first you think that you are going to get motivated, you will get that inspiration, you would get that extra energy, that extra dopamine, and then you will do the work. And in the second type of motivation, which is the process-oriented motivation, the thing is, first you do some work, you do something, and your mind is looking at you doing that thing, and that produces dopamine. And this kind of dopamine is much more motivating. It's much more rewarding. So basically, you do the work, and then you get motivated, and then you do the work, and you are in a loop now. In the first case, you are first being motivated and doing the work, and in the second case, you are first doing the work and then being motivated by yourself. In the first case, you are looking out for these opportunities opportunities outside your world where things are going to motivate you, and in the second case, you yourself are going to motivate yourself. Now you may ask, yes, we know that, and the biggest problem with us is we don't know exactly where to start, which domain to start, how to start, and even if we are getting that motivation, we are not able to continually sustain that motivation. That is because you're trying to put in motivation to all walks of your life. That does not happen. If I talk about myself, I am very motivated when it comes to reading books. I'm very motivated when it comes to making YouTube videos. That does not mean that I'm motivated in all the spheres of my life. I'm not very well motivated at fitness, maybe. I'm not very well motivated at academics and the other things. But when it comes to the specific things which I'm doing where I have process, I am motivated. So basically you need to find processes. Now, how do you cross that initial barrier to get motivated and follow this process? For this, I'm going to tell you some points. First, we need to understand motivation. Motivation is a very misunderstood term. On YouTube, you would see millions of videos about motivation which has got millions of views. Somebody's telling you to just work hard, play hard, to get up in the morning, do this, do that, get motivated. That's because that kind of a rewarding dopamine in your mind really makes you feel good, but for a really short time. It does not help you get to your goal. There's a huge gap. So the first thing that you need to do is start small. Start very small. Now this is coming from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, where habit formation is the first step to being motivated. Once you have formed any kind of a habit, however small it is, you are seeing yourself following that habit and you yourself will get motivated. That happens by starting small. You want to go to the gym. The first step is just to show up in the gym. Just go there, and even if you're not doing anything, just going there is the first step. If you want to read a book, just reading 5 pages is also a good start. It will also motivate you. Once you build on to these things, once you start slow, you would definitely get into the habit of doing things and you would be self-motivated. Next, which is the continuation of this point, is show up. Showing up is the greatest superpower that any successful person has. Showing up is the most underrated thing written by many people. Like Adam Grant has written a lot about this. Ryan Holiday has written a lot about this in Discipline is Destiny, that showing up is a very important thing. What do you mean by showing up? Showing up means not giving your mind to go into the analysis paralysis zone. Now what is this? Analysis paralysis is basically, let's say you want to do something. What happens is your mind analyzes a lot of things and then it makes you believe into saying that even if you don't do it now, you would be okay. You are trying to do something, but your mind tells you, let's relax for a bit, let's scroll for a bit, let's do some time pass for a bit. We can always do that when we are feeling motivated. So your mind is distracting you and your mind gives you such good reasons that you believe that yes, you're doing the right thing. So before going into this zone, just start doing the work. I have a great hack for this which I have been following since many years. I have a small chit everywhere. I write this down everywhere I go. The short line is, move before you're motivated. Basically, just start doing it even before you're motivated. Don't wait for that extra energy to come. Don't wait to feel motivated. Just start doing something. You won't believe. Just start practicing it from tomorrow. Move before you're motivated is the single line which will change your life. Whatever you're doing, just start moving, and once you start doing it, you won't even realize that you are already doing the work. You don't need to wait for motivation to happen. So this is a great hack. Move before you're motivated. Next is being successful and showing your mind results. Now in the book Discipline is Destiny, Ryan Holiday talks a lot about how you should be a master of your mind and the mind shouldn't be a master of you. You shouldn't be a slave to your mind. What happens is your mind rules you. If your mind is feeling like, okay, I want to eat an ice cream now, it convinces you and you convince yourself that yes, maybe it is a good thing that I will eat ice cream, I will feel good, then I will do the work. It's just your mind is just playing tricks on you. Basically, it should be the opposite. You should be in control of your mind and not the other way. Socrates has said that I think, therefore I am, but in today's times I feel it is you are, therefore you think. You have the capacity to think. This is what is the game changer in today's times, I feel. So being the master of your mind is a very important thing. Don't let your mind tell you into things. Just at the same time, stop your mind, tell him, listen to it, and just tell your mind that you won't do it. You won't come into the clutches of your mind. This is where discipline comes from. So there's a correlation between all of these things. Habits, discipline, motivation. There's a beautiful correlation. And the next thing which I have been practicing is never focus on goals. Focus more on the processes. Let's say you have a goal, you have a big goal in mind. That's it. Just have that goal and forget it. Then focus on what is to be done on a day-to-day basis. For example, let's say I have to read 100 books. I won't always think about, okay, I have to read 100 books. I have to read 100 books. That kind of motivation is very short-lived and you would be burnt out. Other than that, just think about today I have to read 5 pages. Tomorrow I have to read 5 pages. That's it. It doesn't matter even if you read 100 books or not, but the habit that you will form will be long-lasting. This has been a monumental effect in my life where when it comes to making YouTube videos or when it comes to reading books, what happens is there are many times when I'm so tired to make a video. I just feel like, no, I shouldn't do it. I'm not feeling it. It won't be the exact energy. It won't be the exact enthusiasm which I want on camera. My mind tells me this, but I tell my mind it's just one video. I have to make that one video. I don't care however it is. I don't care whether it's the perfect video or not. I have to make it. And when you start making these videos at your lowest, you are done. You are set for any kind of event that will happen in your life, you would still make it. That's how a habit is formed. This is the best way to form a habit. Even when you are at your lowest, just do it. Just like Maverick says in the movie Top Gun, don't think, just do. I follow that mantra when it comes to making YouTube videos or reading books. Just start doing it. It's a beautiful way to get motivated in life. Also, this happens because I try out a lot of different things. I don't have to be motivated in all of the things. I start small in many things. Whichever things stick with me, whichever things resonate with me, I continue them, and the habit is automatically formed. Whenever I want to learn a new instrument, I just try doing that. I make it very, very small. I try doing it every day. If it sticks, it sticks. If it does not stick, I chuck it. So the whole idea of motivation for me is a granular one. We have to break it down into different spheres. I would say I'm not motivated in all the spheres like I said before, but I'm motivated in some regions. So there's this idea of motivation, I feel, which is very important for people to know, and the book Motivation is a Myth talks a lot about that. The book Atomic Habits and also Discipline is Destiny talk a lot about this. You should read all of these books, and you should read a lot of contemporary authors, because times have been changing. There are a million things to do now. Gone are the days when you would just sit down and work so hard on something and be the best at it and just go through it. Today the competition is so much that you can't just start one thing and excel at it. The one thing which you can do in today's times is, because there are a million things, you can use that to your benefit by trying out different things, making a mixture of those unique things so that you become unique and irreplaceable. I'm a YouTuber who reads books, who is also a dancer, who is also a musician, and who has done his master's degree, and who is working as a product manager now. This set of experiences make me a unique individual. That enough motivates me, because there is no competition now. There is no fear of competition also. So I just wanted to talk and conversate about this particular topic, because this question has been coming up a lot by people around me, that how are you so motivated? How are you doing all of these things? How are you reading books every day? So this is just that. I am not at all motivated. I just don't believe a lot in motivation that it is going to strike me. So I'll stop my rant now. I just thought I should make this video and talk about motivation in a general sense. I hope you find value in this video. Let me know your thoughts below, what you feel about motivation, and how are you forming any habit, and what your idea of motivation is. I'm not saying this is the right idea. I'm saying this particular idea of motivation fits perfectly well to me, to my ideology. So yeah, that was the video. Do like the video if you found any value in this video, and share this video. And thank you so much for all the love and support that you've always shown me. Many such interesting videos are lined up. Stay tuned. That's all for this video. See you in the next one. Bye bye.